Week one, phase three of OTAs came to a close yesterday evening at the UPMC Rooney Sports Complex. We've had a lot of questions going into this week, and we've got a little bit of answers. We're going to be going over those answers today on this segment. I encourage you guys to like and subscribe. That way, you can catch every one of these morning segments. With that being said, guys, I'm Daniel J. This is State of the Steelers, and welcome to the Huddle. So with first week of OTAs, phase three coming to a close, all eyes were on the quarterback position and which rotation they were going to be in. What we learned this week is that Mitch Trubisky, for the entirety of the three trainings, that he was in the starter position. Behind him was Mason Rudolph, followed by Kenny Picket. There was no change in the rotation. It was pretty evident based on Kevin Dotson's statements that what he's been told and what he's aware of and what he believes is that Mitch Trubisky is going to be the starter. All indications lead that to be true and accurate, and that it's going to be his job to lose. Arthur Moats from Moats and D came out yesterday on their podcast, and Moats, who was able to see and be a participant on the sideline and watch OTAs, happening live, stated that Mitch Trubisky was clearly ahead of the other two quarterbacks when it came to reading the defenses and processing the defense. And so, rightfully so. He's had the most experience. He's been the starter the most. And going into this, he's going to be the obvious first, quarterback. Once we get into training camp in Latrobe and we put the pads on, that's when we're going to find out, really, when the pressure's coming and there's people coming at you, whether he can make those same decisions that rapid and that quick. The next thing that we learned was going to be on the offensive line. We learned, who was going to be in what position, who was going to be the starting center, who's going to be the starting guards. We learned that Mason Cole and James Daniels, newly acquired in free agency, are going to be on the obviously starters. Mason Cole's going to be our center, and James Daniels is going to be our right guard. The question mark, I guess, is that it's coming in, or the competition that's going to be having is going to be at the left guard position with Kevin Dotson and Kendrick Green. I'm seeing that Kevin Dotson's going to win that. Again, Arthur Moat stated that Dotson came in looking different. His body, he's much, last year there was a lot of speculation that the coaching staff was upset with Dotson, and that potentially it may have been his preparation or, a physical thing. And what Arthur Moat stated is that so far in this camp, whether it's one or the other, he's fixed them both. And so, I think he's going to be the clear guy. I've said it earlier, it's going to be his job to lose. If he's made those steps, mentally and in his preparation, then I think he's going to be fantastic. From the sounds of it, our offensive line is gelling. They're coming together, and they're going to be a cohesive group. The last thing that we learned was the absence of Deontay Johnson and Stephon Tuitt. Everybody was kind of wondering if either one of them were going to show up, both for different reasons. Deontay Johnson, who's in a contract year, who's expecting or wanting to, get an extension before he comes out. It's unsure if he's going to participate. He also, in mandatory minicamp, when that comes out on June 7th, he was also a no-show at a youth training camp. Now, I believe he came out with a statement stating that it was due to some traveling issues. However, there's been some tweets and some news out there that there was more to it. And I mean, you guys can go search that up. It seems like there was one person stated it was a Ponzi scheme. I don't know. I wasn't there, but I digress. The other guy that was a no-show was going to be Stephon Tuitt, Ramon Foster, and Cam Hayward kind of indicated that they weren't too worried about his absence from this voluntary minicamp. It was speculated that he was back home in Indianapolis, attending the University of Notre Dame and finishing out his degree. And at that degree, or at that university, to get your degree, you have to be physically there. Former, running back Jerome Bettis recently graduated from there, and that was, out there as well. So congratulations to him if he's watching. I hope he is. It'd be great. And to Stephon Tuitt as well. And so, they kind of indicated that they're not too worried about him missing this portion, and that they feel that he'll be here sooner than later. Um, that sounds good, but last year Cam Hayward kind of also said the same thing, that he felt that Stephon Tuitt was going to show up. And the fact that Stephon Tuitt hasn't played in a year, um, and according to Arthur Moats, he's already graduated from the University of Notre Dame prior to OTA starting. There's some question marks there, guys. I'm not sure if he's going to come back. There was some knee issues. It was speculated that he may have had some weight gain issues, after the death of his brother, and the knee issue. All that together kind of spiraled downward for him. I hope he's doing well, and I hope he comes back. But we drafted Leal this year, and last year we moved up to get Loudermilk to shore up the defensive line. Cam Hayward is getting older, Stephon Tuitt is getting older, and he's been a little bit injury prone, and so it would be smart of us to do so. But also making those moves may indicate that the Steelers are aware that he may not be coming back, and so I hope he does. Back to Deontay Johnson though, real quick. We're gonna find out at mandatory minicamp. I think he'll be here. He's got a contract. He's got a show, and so will he end up staying on the team or will he hold out? That's what's left to be seen. And so with a lot of these trades going on this past year for receivers such as Hollywood Brown for a first round pick, maybe the Steelers shop him around. And that way he can go somewhere. We can get a first round pick for next year's draft. And, we move up George Pickens. I think that might be a solid option if he decides to hold out. But that's all I got for you guys this morning. This evening, I'm going to be back on. We'll be doing a live called Sip Steelers, where I'll be talking to you guys, answering some questions, and enjoying an adult beverage at the same time. I encourage you guys to come on and get on the live chat and communicate, so we can have a community that's going to be talking and whatnot. I look forward to that, guys. Please follow, like, and subscribe. Also, we are giving away 2 tickets to the Jets game. All you have to do is be the Jets and Steelers game on October 2nd. I think it's the week 4. It's the second home game that we have. We're giving that away on July 4th. All you have to do is be a subscriber. We encourage you to hit the notification button, because we'll be notifying or going live on July 4th and announcing the winner live. And so you're going to want to be notified for that. So the only way you will be notified of that live coming out is to hit that notification button. With that being said, guys, I'm Daniel J. This is State of the Steelers. Peace. This camera takes forever, I swear.